Wow, I just gotta say I watched a terrible SummerSlam last night and tonight. Night one and night two was just garbage. I'm the Godfather Soul Justin Lewis. Then my topic tonight is called Nosy, Narcissistic, and Nasty in New Jersey last night and tonight. Was this a good SummerSlam or not? And where do we go from here, heading into the fall? So much to say, but before I do, I'm gonna show a little bit of music. I'm gonna open up the show with the theme from the theme from the TV show WKRP in Cincinnati, show that ran on CBS from 1978 to 1978 to 1982 on CBS. The reason why I open up the show tonight because Lonnie Anderson died at the age of 79. She died at the age of 79 today. She died of she died of a prolonged illness at the age of 79. Just 2 days. It was 2 days just for her 80th birthday, man. Very sad passing. So so much I should say tonight about tonight's SummerSlam last night SummerSlam night. Yeah, we're gonna open up the show with WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah, she died. Yeah, Lonely Anderson. She died today. Died earlier of illness. So I'm gonna open the show with a theme from WKRP in Cincinnati on her passing, because she was a star in that show as Jennifer Marlowe, the receptionist. And she had 3 Golden Globe awards and 2 Emmy awards. So stick around, be right back. Let me play the music, and I'll be on the theme song, and I'll be right back. Lonely Miss Anderson, this is for you.
Weather today in the greater Cincinnati area.
Not this one. Yep, that's for Lonnie Anderson, Miss Anderson, from WKRP in Cincinnati. That's for you. That theme song. Now you're up there in heaven with your husband, your ex-husband, Burt Reynolds, and your son is still around right now. Your Quentin, your son Quentin. God rest your soul, Miss Anderson. So let's get down to tonight's show. Let's go to yesterday. This terrible event, pay-per-view, SummerScam. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's go to yesterday, night one. We go live to MetLife Stadium. Bray Wyatt is on stage. He sings "God Bless America." Wingstop superstar rivals Drew McIntyre is shown backstage reading messages on his phone. His partner Logan Paul is shown arriving. Logan Paul is shown walking backstage, as well as Jelly Roll, Orton's partner. World Heavyweight Champion Gunther is shown holding his title, CM Punk's title. CM Punk, Gunther's opponent, is walking confidently backstage. Drewski narrates a SummerSlam hype video. This is the first time SummerSlam will be held over 2 nights. This is the 38th edition of SummerSlam. Cardi B welcomes us to SummerScam, I should say. Cardi B, the host of SummerScam, makes her entrance in a black outfit with a massive cape made of feather boas. Cardi B gets in the ring and greets the WWE Universe. We are live from the tri-state area. Cardi B asks who is ready to whip some ass. The crowd cheers. This is the first time they are ever going to do a 2-day SummerSlam. Cardi B is fired up. She asks if they are only Logan Paul fans. There aren't. She asks about Randy Orton, and the crowd cheers. Cardi B says people will be talking about this forever, and welcomes everyone to SummerSlam. Pyrotechnics go off. Stadium concourse. Main event: Jey Uso is standing amidst some fire-up fans. The look of MetLife Stadium looks to be mostly filled. One side of the upper deck tapped out. Of the other sides of the upper deck filled. Uso then makes his big entrance. Tag team match. Main event: Jey Uso and the OTC. Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed with the Oracle, Paul Heyman. Or say the asshole Paul Heyman. Referee is Chad Patton. Big Bronson Reed made his entrance alongside Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Tied around Reed's neck are the shoes he stole from Roman Reigns this past Monday on Raw. He gives them to Heyman, who wears them around his neck. The bell rings and a brawl breaks between the two teams. Jey Uso punches Braun Breaker to the apron, and Roman Reigns hits Big Bronson Reed with the 10 punches in the corner. Reigns then uppercuts Reed out of the ring. Uso then uppercuts Breaker out of the ring. Reigns and Uso, 2 former members of the legendary Bloodline, are left alone in the ring. The crowd is buzzing. Uso runs it back and leads the crowd in a massive yeet dance. Breaker and Reed then pull Reigns out of the ring and beat on him. Uso then comes off the top rope with a crossbody off the floor. Reigns looked to get off get worse of that. An OTC chant picks up. Reed drives Reigns into the steel steps. Meanwhile, Uso and Breaker are in the ring. Uso punches away at him, does some theatrics, and hits a big right hand. Breaker soon ducks a clothesline and hits the wild ropes. At a wild speed before running Uso over. Running Uso over. Yeah, running Uso over with a clothesline. Breaker puts Uso in the corner and hits some shoulder thrust into the midsection. Reed tags in and clubs Uso in the corner. Reed mocks the yeet dance and kneels on Uso's neck, who gets Breaker off the apron and crushes Reigns, who's just getting to his feet with a diving shoulder tackle on the floor. In the ring, Reed hits Uso with a senton splash. Breaker tags in and kicks Uso in the ribs. The crowd chants, "We want Roman." Uso punches at Breaker and hits the ropes, but Breaker catches him and hits a front slam before covering 1-2. Breaker slides off and does some push-ups a la his uncle Scott Steiner. Breaker mocks Uso's running back taunt and punches away at him. Breaker talks some trash to the crowd. To the crowd, to the crowd, and Reigns is on the apron yelling back at him. Breaker puts Uso in the corner. Breaker puts Uso in the corner and tags Reed in. Reed sends Uso into the ropes and knees him in the midsection. Reed holds Uso up and taunts Reigns. Uso starts to punch back at Reed. Reed stops him from making a tag. Reed whips Uso hard into his corner and tags Breaker in. Breaker, Paul Heyman psychically looks on. Breaker hits Uso with a bird breaker before jumping on Reed's back. Reed then hits Uso with a big splash with Breaker on his back, increasing the damage to Uso. Breaker continues to taunt Reigns, Uso's cousin, and applies a rear chinlock to Uso. Uso fights up and punches out. Uso goes for a tag, but Breaker stops him. Breaker shifts Uso into his shoulders and hits an explosive gutbuster for a near fall. Uso rolls out the ring to recover. Reigns is getting crowded into it. Breaker sees Uso using the Spanish commentary table to pull himself up. Breaker dives for a flying clothesline over the table. Uso moves. Breaker crashes onto the table, but it doesn't break. Uso claws away into the ring and sidesteps Reed before he can attack him. Uso dives for a tag, but Breaker tackles him down and Reed pulls Reigns off the apron. Breaker punches away at Uso and tags Reed in. Breaker is limping on the apron. His knee really hit the commentary table hard. Reed taunts the crowd and lifts Uso. Uso elbows off the elbows off and ducks a clothesline. It's a floating over DDT. At ringside, Reigns gets to his feet. Breaker looks worried in his corner, and Reigns reaches out for a tag. Reigns and Breaker tag into a huge reaction. Reigns clotheslines Breaker twice. Breaker reverses a whip, but Reigns comes back with a leaping clothesline. Reigns Reigns starts to club away at Breaker in the corner. Reigns connects with 10 clubs to the chest in the corner. Reigns hits the ropes, but Breaker hits back with an elbow. Breaker hits the ropes, so Reigns catches him. Breaker elbows out, so Reigns clotheslines him over the top rope. Reigns sees Breaker and Reed at ringside. Breaker and Reed at ringside, so he hits the ropes and dives over the top rope. Reigns overshoots and has to do a flip, landing hard on his back. Wow.
Roadside in a
I'm sorry about that noise. Don't worry about that more noise, everybody. Yeah, Reigns and Breaker in the ring, and Reigns hits him with a urinage. Reigns sizes him up and cocks his fist. Reigns hits Reed with a Superman punch and to knock him off the apron. Breaker rolls Reigns up for a 2 count. Breaker hits a high knee to the face, dropping Reigns to his knees. Breaker pulls his straps down and signals for the end. Reed tags in Breaker, starting hitting the ropes fast. Reigns hits Breaker with the Superman punch. Reed, the legal man, and then crushes Reigns with a running cannonball. Reed sizes Reigns up in the corner and avalanches him. Reed lifts Reigns and Uso blind tags in. Uso kicks and punches Reed before hitting an enziguri. Uso attacks him in the corner and hits a snap kick. Uso backs up and charges, but Reed hits a shoulder tackle. Reed connects with a huge Death Valley driver. 1-2. Uso kicks out. Uso rolls out of the ring to recover. Reed then sizes Uso and Reigns up at ringside before hitting a wild suicide dive. Reed took a bad landing. He got up and looks okay. Breaker waits for Reigns to get up and clotheslines him against the Spanish commentary table. Breaker stands on the table and poses. Breaker and Reed get in the ring. Breaker tags in and goes to the top rope. Reed puts Uso on his shoulders in the electric chair, and Breaker comes off the top rope with an avalanche bulldog a la his father. Yeah, a la his Breaker get in the ring. Breaker goes tags in, goes to the top rope. Reed puts puts his on his shoulders in the electric chair, and Breaker comes up off the top rope with an avalanche bulldog, a la his father Rick Steiner. 1-2. Uso somehow kicks out. Breaker and Reed talk strategy as Uso and Reigns collect near each other at ringside. Breaker gets out of the ring to the opposite side and charges. Reigns floors him with a Superman punch. Breaker stumbles around before Reigns hits him with a spear through the barricade. Breaker holds his ribs in pain. Reed puts Uso in the ring. Uso in the ring, and Heyman does not look pleased. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Heyman says, finish him off. Reed shouts tsunami and heads to the top rope. Reed intercepts him with a Superman punch, and Reed crashes to the mat. Reigns helps Uso up, and the cousins hit the 1D. Uso covers Reed. 1-2. Breaker breaks it up. The crowd starts to sing for Reigns. Breaker slowly gets up and yells at the crowd. Breaker then mounts Uso and punches away at him. Breaker is fired up and pulls the straps back before pulling him down to a big reaction. Breakker targets Uso and charges. Reigns pushes Uso out of the way and takes a spear from Breakker. Uso sends Breakker out of the ring with a super kick before hitting Reed with a spear. Uso heads to the top rope and hits Reed with a Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Winners by pinfall. Main event: Jey Uso and the L2C Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman backs up the ramp. Is furious. Reigns shakes his hand at his former wise man, and the commentators talk about how Reigns put himself in Harden's way multiple times to save his cousin, Jey Uso. Wade Barrett wonders if Reigns is going soft. Uso puts the Olafala around Reigns' neck. Winners: Roman and Jey. That wasn't that bad. And we see actor and comedian Drosky at ringside. Ringside was last night. We also see Brandling, who performed God Bless America earlier tonight. 4-time nominated rapper Fat Joe was also there. We see the Minute Maid juice box at ringside. Now we see the next match: the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship: Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Referee is Jessica Carr. Defending WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. The referee is Jessica Carr. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who are sort of not really friends, have a little miscommunication who will start the match. The Judgment Day blindsides them. Roxanne Perez is left in the ring with Alexa Bliss. Perez sends her into the ropes. Bliss hits a head scissor takeover. Charlotte Flair tags in and clotheslines Perez down. Flair then big boots Rodriguez off the apron. Perez jumps back up on her back, but Flair backs her in the corner, kicks her in the face. Flair hits a snapmare, and Raquel Rodriguez gets on the apron and clotheslines her down. Perez punches away at Flair and tags Rodriguez in. Rodriguez stomps Flair in the ribs and slings her down onto her face. Flair pops up and chops her. Rodriguez fights back and sends her to the corner, but Flair rolls up the turnbuckles a la her father, of course, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and boots Rodriguez back. Flair then kicks Perez down. Flair goes for a slingshot, but Rodriguez catches her and hits a Samoan drop. Perez tags in and hits a cartwheel knee to the head for a 2 count. Perez clubs away at Flair and chokes her on the ropes. The referee manages Perez and Rodriguez uses distraction to punch Flair. Rodriguez tags in and elbows Flair to the chest a few times before applying the overhead wrist lock. Flair fights up and hits a jawbreaker. Flair boots her back and hits a backbreaker. Hits a flatliner to the top rope turnbuckle. Flair comes off a second rope with a flying hurricane. Flair goes for a tag, but Perez tags in and stops her. Perez takes Flair down, but Flair kicks her away. Bliss tags in and hits a pair of running shoulder tackles, followed by a Fez press with some wild punches. Slaps her in the face a few times before kneeing her with a hitting drop kick. Bliss hits a somersault senton 1-2. Rodriguez pulls Bliss off. Rodriguez knocks Flair off the apron and stands on the ropes to taunt her. So Bliss dumps her over the floor. Perez rolls Bliss for a 2 count. Bliss goes for his sister Abigail, but Perez rakes the eyes. Perez hits a running uppercut and goes for a double jump springboard moonsault. But Bliss moves. Rodriguez tags in and Bliss kicks her before hitting Perez with a DDT. Bliss goes on the top rope, but then goes for a twisted Bliss on Perez, but Perez gets them knees up. Rodriguez takes Bliss down and picks up a 2 count. Rodriguez applies a rear chin lock. Rodriguez powers Bliss in the corner and tags Perez in. Perez hits a running uppercut and Rodriguez follows him up with an avalanche. Perez holds Bliss up and Rodriguez boots Bliss down for a 2 count. Flair tries to get in the ring, but the referee stops her. Perez continues to beat on Bliss. Perez applies a rear chin lock, but Bliss fights up, and Perez pulls her down and stomps on her. Rodriguez tags in and kicks Bliss in the midsection. Rodriguez taunts Flair and Flair and pulls Bliss up, but Bliss slides off. Bliss avoids an elbow drop, but Rodriguez quickly stops her from making the tag. Rodriguez shoulder tackles Bliss and Perez tags Perez in, who covers for a 2 count. Perez applies a rear chin lock, but Bliss immediately fights up and hits a jawbreaker. Perez quickly stops Bliss from making a tag and rocks her with a kick to the midsection. Bliss hits the ropes and they take each other down with a stubble hair pull. Flair and Rodriguez tag in. Flair come off the top rope with a crossbody block on the Judgment Day. Flair chops Rodriguez and Perez. Flair lights Rodriguez up with chops, ducks a clothesline. He hits a handspring clothesline. Flair catches Perez and hits a fallaway slam before doing a kip up. The crowd is clapping for Flair. Rodriguez boots Flair, but Flair responds with a kick. Flair sets up Rodriguez and Perez side by side. She steps on them and heads to the top rope. Flair crushes the Judgment Day with a moonsault. 1-2. Rodriguez kicks out. Flair applies a figure 4 leg lock to Rodriguez, but Perez breaks it up with a double jump springboard moonsault. Flair pulls up. Rodriguez pulls Flair up, but Perez pulls Rodriguez out of the way as Bliss tries to attack. Bliss then accidentally hits Flair. Perez attacks Bliss and sends her out of the ring. Perez hits Flair with a Tejano bomb as Perez tags in. Perez hits a pop rocks 1-2. Bliss breaks it up with a somersault senton. Rodriguez charges, but Bliss drives her shoulder into the ring post. Bliss blinds tags in. Perez catches her with an inside cradle for a 2 count. Perez kicks Bliss and shouts, "You are done." Bliss punches her down and tells Perez that she is done. Bliss goes for her sister Abigail, but she turns around and looks at Flair. Flair then boots Rodriguez down as Bliss hits her sister Abigail for the win. Winners by pinfall, new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss hold up the Women's Tag Team Championship. Flair motions that Bliss hit her, but she embraces her. Flair and Bliss pose on the turnbuckles as fireworks go off. This was looks like this might be a new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but this Alexa Bliss, she cannot trust Charlotte Flair. She cannot trust Charlotte Flair, not at all. Somehow she's gonna stab her in the back. Because Charlotte Flair doesn't care about her. Charlotte Flair does not care. She's not cared out about her and Alexa being WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. She only cares about one thing only. About being in the title picture. And somehow she's gonna get back in the title hunt, become a 16-time Women's World Champion, and take a page out of her father's book. Ric Flair, that is. So she can't trust Charlotte Flair. She can't. No siree Bob. Nope. Never trust an egomaniac, an egotistical, self-righteous woman like Charlotte Flair. Never. Nope. Can't trust the egotistical woman. Then we see a little luxury suite segment. New Day go to eat the last slice of Papa John's pizza. Alpha Academy and the LWA take exception to that. Nikki Bella brings out more pizza in pizza boxes and says everyone can eat. Karen Cross with Scarlett versus Sami Zayn. Referee is Sean Bennett. If Karen Cross wins, Sami Zayn will have to admit that Cross was right about what he said about him. If Zayn wins, Cross will admit that he was wrong about Zayn. The bell rings, and Sami powers Karen Cross to the corner and shoulder thrusts him. Cross turns around and punches away at him. Zayn fights back and sends Cross into the ropes. Cross holds the top rope, and so Zayn clotheslines him over. Zayn sets up for an Arabian press, but Cross pulls him down and punches him at ringside. Cross sends him into the barricade, but Zayn leaps into the barricade and hits a hits a moonsault block. Zayn gets crossing the ring and goes for a top rope. Zayn leaps over Cross, but Cross quickly catches him with a Death Valley driver for a 2 count. Cross gets to his feet and kicks Cross before stomping on the hand. Cross shouts, "Say it!" Crowd is doing dueling chants for them. Zayn fights back, but Cross reverses a whip to the corner and strikes away at him. Cross hits an exploder suplex for a 2 count. Scarlett yells at the referee. Cross puts Zayn in the corner and punches him. Cross backs up and charges, but Zayn elbows him before hitting a double axe handle. Zayn hits a second one and goes for a blue thunder bomb, but Cross blocks it. Cross hits a fisherman suplex for another 2 count. Cross says, "Just say it, you stupid bastard." Cross punches away at Zayn against the ropes and slaps him in the face. Zayn ducks a right hand and chops away at him. Zayn does a 10 punches in the corner, but he won't let up, and Wiley punches him. Zayn wrenches the arm, but Cross reverses a whip. Zayn springboards over him and hits a clothesline. Cross gets out of a blue thunder bomb and crushes him with a Doomsday Saito. 1-2, Zayn kicks out. Cross frustratedly looks at Scarlett and whispers to her. Scarlett pulls the steel pipe from out from under the ring. Scarlett distracts the referee as Cross goes to use it. Zayn avoids it and hits a blue thunder bomb for a near fall. Zayn mounts at Cross and punches away at him. Cross seems like he's trying to beat Big Out Zayn. Zayn stomps away at his face. The referee is trying to hold Zayn back. Scarlett then offers the steel pipe to Zayn. Zayn picks up the pipe and looks conflicted. The crowd is buzzing. Will he use it? Zayn throws the pipe out of the ring. Cross roses Zayn up for a near fall. Zayn quickly hits Cross with an exploder into the turnbuckle. Zayn is fired up. He hits Cross with a hell of a kick. 1, 2, 3. Winner by pinfall is Sami Zayn. Zayn stands over carrying Cross and the referee steps in to keep him calm. Zayn then raises arm in victory. Winner is Sami Zayn. That was a pretty quick match. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett paid tribute to the legendary Hulk Hogan, who passed away on July 24th of this year. Cole gives credit to Hulk Hogan and says they wouldn't be here in MetLife Stadium without him. Them show photos are shown of the legendary career of Hulk Hogan, and also legendary career of Terry Bollea, very known to WWE fans as the Mortal Hulk Hogan. Hogan was undefeated at SummerSlam. Cole says, "Rest in peace, brother." Nick Hogan, the son of Hulk Hogan, is at ringside. Rick Derringer's Real American Valley plays over the speakers. Man, Hulk Hogan, man, I should have prayed. I should have prayed for him, for his health, for his heart to get well. I should have prayed for him. I think, is this kind of like the fans' fault? Is this kind of like the fans' fault that he died or something because of his support of Donald Trump? I mean, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I never liked Donald Trump. And then we see a video of a Maybelline commercial starring Bianca Belair, Nikki Bella, Tiffany Stratton as Lena Vega. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah, I remember seeing that ad. I've seen that commercial many times when I was little. Okay, we just announced that AAA, Triple Mania, the Triple Mania 33 is coming in August. The AAA Triple Mania 33 is coming in August. I don't know why WWE's doing a deal with AAA like they're doing with TNA. It's just like they do it. It's just like they're doing going back to like that invasion angle with WCW and ECW. I don't know. Some of you think that it's kind of different. Psycho Clown and Mr. Iguana are at ringside. People love Mr. Iguana. They show a family that got a seat upgrade. WWE Women's Championship. The SmackDown Women's Championship. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Women's Tag Team Championship. SmackDown Women's Championship 2012 King of the Ring. Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Referee is Stephanie LaShawn. Yeah, this is something I'm not happy about here from last night. The bell rings and Stratton rolls her up for a one count. Cargill hits the ropes, but Stratton hits an arm drag. Stratton goes for a handshake, but Cargill hits a bicycle kick for a 2 count. Stratton rolls out of the ring to recover. Cargill bounces her off the ring apron and drives her into the barricade. Cargill hits a vertical suplex on the floor and kips up. Cargill throws her down and rolls to the ring, and breaks the referee's count. Cargill gets straight in the ring and poses on the apron. Stratton knocks her to the floor and gets a suicide dive. Stratton pulls Cargill in the ring, goes to the top rope for a beautiful swanton bomb. Cargill kicks out at 1. Stratton goes back up. Cargill Stratton hits the top ropes, but Cargill knocks her to the apron. Cargill suplexes her into the ring and floats over her. Stratton counters with a Falcon Arrow. Both women, Falcon Arrow. Both women are down. They soon get up. Trade punches. Cargill goes for a choke slam, but Stratton counters with a Hurricane. Stratton connects with a handspring back elbow. Stratton hits a weak looking Alabama slam. Stratton goes for the prettiest moonsault ever, but Cargill gets the boots up. Cargill hits Jaded and covers, but Stratton's boots touch the bottom rope to break the count. Cargill goes for Jaded again, but Stratton pushes off and pins her for a 2 count. Cargill connects with a choke slam, but throws her throws her to the corner. Cargill goes to the second rope, but pulls Stratton up, and Stratton counters with an avalanche Jaded with a modified Super Hurricane. Stratton hits the prettiest moonsault ever to cling for the win. The winner is still SmackDown Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Wow. She got buried. Completely buried last night. Jay just got buried by Tiffany time. Stupid move, Triple H. Stupid move. I think WWE, I think Triple H and WWE and Triple H are gonna do to Jade Cargill what AEW did to her, what Tony Khan did to her. I think that they're gonna try. I think somehow they're gonna try to make Tiffany Stratton a female version of try to make her. I know I got a gut feeling they're trying to make Tiffany Stratton like the longest reigning women's champion ever. Doing like the Bruno Sammartino and stuff like that, and like in CM Punk and like Roman Reigns had. And somehow WWE's gonna try to make her a paper women's champion, and like Charlotte, do like Charlotte Flair. I mean, they really buried Jade Cargill last night at night one. I mean, Tiffany really got buried. I mean, she won the Queen of the Ring for nothing. Nothing. She won the Queen of the Ring for nothing. They really shitted on Jade last night, man. That's crap. Chef and cookbook author Tanika Younger is at ringside. We also see SummerSlam host Cardi B. Stephanie McMahon is also shown smiling and clapping. Randy Orton, Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Jelly Roll come out to the stage and greets the crowd. Jelly Roll sings Randy Orton's song and introduces him. Bunny XO, Jelly Roll's wife, is also shown at ringside. Tag team match: Maverick, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre versus Jelly Roll and the Viper, Randy Orton. Referee is Ryan Tran. Logan Paul blindsides Jelly Roll before the match starts. Paul gets out of the ring and taunts Randy Orton. Jelly Roll's furious. Randy Orton will start the match against Logan Paul. The bell rings. Jelly Roll immediately tags himself in. Jelly tags himself in. The bell rings. Jelly Roll immediately tags himself in. Jelly Roll points at Paul, and the crowd chants for him. Paul kicks Jelly Roll and clubs back. Jelly Roll taunts Jelly Roll and goes for a whip, but Jelly Roll won't budge. Jelly Roll sends Paul into the ropes for a back elbow and a shoulder tackle, but Paul quickly kicks him in and goes for an exploder, but he can't lift Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll counters with a scoop slam before strutting and dropping with an elbow for a 2 count. Paul looks stunned. Drew McIntyre tags in. Jelly Roll looks a little nervous. Orton shouts to Jelly Roll and extends his hand. Jelly Roll turns his head away from McIntyre, and McIntyre slaps him back in the back of the head. Right in the back of the head. Jelly Roll won't tag Orton. Orton gets Jelly Roll fired up. Jelly Roll walks into McIntyre, who looks chiseled out of marble. McIntyre talks trash, so Jelly Roll slaps him in the face. McIntyre is furious. Jelly Roll jabs away at him until McIntyre drops him with a glass cow kiss. McIntyre chokes Jelly Roll out on the middle rope before standing him in the corner and chopping the chest. McIntyre chopping the chest. McIntyre punches him down and taunts Orton. McIntyre says, "I hear voices," and they say, "You are screwed." McIntyre see. McIntyre and Paul hit Jelly Roll with a double team suplex. Paul mounts Jelly Roll and punches him. Paul hits a splitting leg drop for a 2 count. Paul punches away at Jelly Roll and chops him in the corner. McIntyre tags in and chops the chest. McIntyre hooks the head and closes away back at the back. McIntyre then punches Orton off the apron. McIntyre approaches Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll sends him over the top rope. Orton gets on the apron and Jelly Roll starts to crawl toward him. Orton tags in and clotheslines McIntyre before punching Paul off the apron. Orton clotheslines McIntyre again and hits a snatch power slam. Orton hits McIntyre with a draping DDT. Orton begins to stalk his prey, but Paul pulls McIntyre out of the ring. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Orton tags in, and clotheslines McIntyre before punching Paul off the ring apron. Orton clotheslines. Hold on a second. It's freezing. Screen's freezing up. I would say, Orton clotheslines McIntyre again and hits a snap power slam. Orton hits McIntyre with a draping DT. Orton begins to stalk his prey, but Paul pulls McIntyre out of the ring. Orton goes to the outside, and attacks Paul before slinging him into the barricade. McIntyre attacks, but Orton counters with a back suplex on the commentary table. Paul tries to blindside Orton, but Orton hits him in the back with a suplex on the commentary table. McIntyre then stuns Orton with a Claymore kick. Jelly Roll stumbles around ringside and checks on Orton. Paul takes Jelly Roll down with a double axe handle. Paul sizes up Jelly Roll and hits him with his titanium loaded fist. Paul clears off the commentary table. McIntyre gets in the ring to break the referee's count. Paul puts a pair of glasses on the drinks and puts some Prime Energy for the hydration station. McIntyre puts Jelly Roll on the table, and as Paul goes up the top rope on the ring post. Paul toasts with a massive the pair of Prime Energy drinks before hitting Jelly Roll with a massive frog splash through the commentary table. Wow, the table absolutely exploded. Didn't even appear to break correctly. WWE officials and doctors run down and check on Jelly Roll, who is out. Wow. McIntyre gets in the ring and taunts the crowd. McIntyre chokes on Orton in the corner. Paul pulls himself up to the apron and tags in. Meanwhile, WWE officials have Jelly Roll on his feet and are going to help him back to the back. Paul stomps away at Orton and tags McIntyre back in. Jelly Roll is rocking gingerly and passes his wife, Bunny XO. Paul hits Orton with a blockbuster for a near fall. Jelly Roll drops to his knees at ringside. Paul lifts at Jelly Roll. McIntyre tags in and leaps over the top rope to the apron. McIntyre is taking his sweet time, heads to the top rope. And McIntyre cuts off McIntyre, and McIntyre knocks him away. And Orton climbs and hits the top rope for a suplex. At ringside, Jelly Roll turns around and starts limping toward his corner. Jelly Roll pulls himself up to the apron and to loud cheers from the crowd. Jelly Roll pulls himself up to the apron to loud cheers from the crowd. Jelly Roll tags in to a huge ovation. Jelly Roll hits Paul with a pair of clotheslines, followed by a goozle, some talk trash, and a massive chokeslam. And then McIntyre runs in, and Jelly Roll ducks it and hits a massive black hole slam. The crowd is loud for Jelly Roll. Paul quickly elbows him to the face and leaps off the second rope. but Jelly Roll power slams him to the mid out of midair. 1-2. McIntyre breaks up. McIntyre hits Jelly Roll with a Claymore kick. Orton hits McIntyre with an RKO. Paul sends Orton's shoulder into the ring post and heads to the top rope. Paul hits Jelly Roll with the Paul from the Grace low down frost smash for the win. Winners: the Maverick, Logan Paul, the Mofo, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre. That was the worst match I ever seen in my life. The worst. That was the worst. That was just garbage, man. Just complete garbage. It was BS. Terrible tag team match. I don't know why Triple H did that to Randy Orton, man. I mean, he deserves better. He deserves better. He deserves better. He deserves better. Yeah, Randy Orton deserves better, man. I don't know why Triple H did that to him. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I just don't know why. And I mean, why would Triple H? Why in the world would Triple H make Orton lose most of his matches in pay-per-views? Either it gotta be something that they're making it, or just ruining his legacy. I mean, Randy deserves better, man. He deserves better. I mean, you know, I think in my opinion, Triple H, I think he just holds a grudge against Orton because of what he did was way on between him and Orton, between him and Orton in Evolution, and you have RKO his wife Stephanie. That's what I mean. This is unbelievable. I think Triple H is just a little butthurt, in my opinion. Completely butthurt. Completely, absolutely butthurt. Just unbelievable. That was terrible. Then we see a little promo for WWE Clash in Paris coming on Sunday, August the 31st. We see a video. Triple H, Paul Levesque, Triple H, the Gang was at Triple H was at White House on Thursday as President Donald Trump signed an executive order regarding fitness. Commentators run down SummerSlam, run down the SummerSlam Sunday card, World Heavyweight Championship. World Heavyweight Championship. Here is the main event right here. CM Punk versus the Ring General Gunther. Referee is Rod Zapata. The referee, the bell rings and the crowd is buzzing for the main event at SummerSlam Saturday. This is last night. They circle around the ring to take their time. Soon lock up. and Gunther powers the Second City Saint to the corner. Punk turns him around and gives a clean break. They lock up and Gunther grabs the arm, twisting a hammerlock, but Punk backs into the ropes. Backs into the ropes to get him away. Punk then ducks a massive chop and jogs around the ring. CM Punk chant picks up. Gunther hits a headlock takeover, but Punk gets out with a head scissor. Punk wrenches the arm and applies a hammerlock. Gunther gets out with a snapmare, but Punk grabs the arm and twists it again. Punk wrenches the arm, but Gunther backs him into the chop. Gunther goes to give a clean break before attempting a chop, but Punk blocks it. They start to test of strength. Gunther quickly headbands Punk back. Punk bridges, so Gunther jumps on him. Punk keeps the bridge. Gunther gets away and massively whiffs the stomp before stomping the back of the neck. That was weird. Gunther attacks him in the corner and sends him to the opposite corner. Punk boots him back and wrenches the arm. Punk kicks away at Gunther's chest and kicks the midsection a few times. Gunther then drops him with a cannabis with a massive chop to the chest. Gunther grabs Punk for a suplex, but Punk cracks out and wrenches the arm again. Punk kicks him and hits him with an arm drag before applying an arm bar. Gunther tries to fight back, but Punk stands on the arm and drops a knee. Punk continues to grab the arm, but Gunther clubs back, and Punk fights back with some chops. Gunther reverses a whip, but Punk boosts him back. Punk jumps to the top rope, but Gunther chops him in the hamstring before chopping the back. Punk is in a tree of woe, and Gunther lays in some heavy strikes. Gunther knocks Punk out of the tree of woe and taunts the crowd. Punk tries to fight back, but Gunther wipes him out with a chop that sounds like a shotgun blast. Gunther traps the arms and applies the rear chin lock. Punk fights up, but Gunther chops him down before hitting a scoop slam. Gunther looks out at the crowd as they boo him. Gunther grabs Punk and goes for an abdominal stretch. Gunther immediately applies in the hole and pulls back on it. Punk fights it and reverses it on him. Punk tries to lift him and go for a gold sleep, but Gunther slides off. Gunther goes for a sleeper hold. Punk drops him down and rolls him up for a 2 count. Gunther pops and crushes him with a big boot. Gunther saunters around the ring and peppers Punk with the kicks. Gunther starts to chop the chest, but Punk absorbs the blows. Punk fights back, but Gunther reverses a whip. Gunther leapfrogs him and hits a boot. Gunther chops him through the ropes and big boots him to the apron. Gunther has really slowed the pace down. Gunther stands over Punk as he slowly rolls into the ring. Gunther drives some knees into Punk's face for chopping him against the ropes a few times. Punk stumbles around the ring before slapping Gunther in the face. Punk lays in some chops, but Gunther wants more. Punk kicks him in the knees. Gunther reverses a whip and chops him down again. Punk is face down in the middle of the ring. Gunther's chest is slightly bleeding from Punk's chops. Gunther mounts him, dares Punk to call him a kid again, tells him he will never be a world champion. Gunther applies a weird chin lock, but Punk fights up to his feet. Punk lifts Gunther for a GTS, but Gunther slides off. Punk counters a leapfrog with an inverted atomic drop. Punk goes for a sharpshooter, but Gunther kicks him away. Gunther chops him to the corner and hits a scoop slam. Gunther applies a sharpshooter to the Punk. to Punk. The sharpshooter is a finisher of Punk's favorite wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart. Punk fights through the pain and turns over. Gunther falls back and reverses into a sharpshooter. Gunther screams in pain, but he gets a hand to the bottom rope to break the hold. Both men are down to take a few moments to recover. Gunther gets up and hits a German suplex. Gunther stands over Punk and sarcastically says, this is the best in the world. The referee is checking on Punk. Gunther boots Punk and gets to his knees. Punk gets to his feet and Gunther chops him a few times. Punk stays on the standing and strikes him. Punk and Gunther trade chops before Punk hits the ropes for a clothesline. Gunther stays standing, so Punk tries again for the same result. Punk hits the ropes, but Gunther chops him. Gunther hits the ropes, but Punk is hitting a jumping heel kick. Punk ducks a clothesline, hits a swinging net breaker. Punk chops Punk's chest looks to be bleeding. Punk goes for a running knee to the corner, but Gunther counters with a nasty powerbomb for a near fall. Gunther is growing frustrated and grabs Punk, but Punk counters with a triangle choke. Gunther counters out and attempts a Boston Crab. Punk kicks him away and gets up. Gunther chops him in the back a few times before going for a sleeper hold, but Punk counters with a slide leg sweep. Gunther pulls himself up in the corner, so Punk hits him with a running high knee, followed by a bulldog for a 2 count. Punk slowly pulls himself up and goes for a goes to a top rope, but Gunther gets up and chops him. Gunther launches a Punk with a huge slam off the top rope. Gunther heads to the top rope and hits a flying splash. 1-2, Punk kicks out. Gunther angrily gets up and starts to kick Punk in the head, talking trash as he does. Gunther annihilates Punk with a nasty standing lariat. Gunther sits against the ropes and watches Punk as Punk continues to struggle to get up. Punk gets to his feet and is immediately fighting with another lariat from Gunther. Gunther hits the ropes as Punk gets up. Punk with the GTS, but Gunther blocks it and hits a power bomb. Gunther shouts for Punk to get up and waits in the corner. Gunther connects with a Tyrannosaurus dropkick before hitting a huge power bomb. 1-2, Punk barely kicks out. Gunther is stunned. Gunther stands over Punk. Punk tries to pull himself up on Gunther, but Gunther chomps Punk as he is on his knees. Gunther grabs Punk and lays him on the top rope before chopping his chest. Gunther climbs to the second rope and bends Punk's spine over the top turnbuckle, and he digs on his foot into Punk's neck. Punk falls to the ringside. Gunther goes to the ringside and hits a back suplex on the apron. Gunther goes over to the World Heavyweight Championship and says it belongs to the best in the world. Gunther stands on a commentary table and poses, taking a victory lap before he has actually won. Punk sweeps the feet. Gunther lands hard on the equipment table. Just after a few moments, Gunther emerges from behind on the table and is busted wide open. Gunther's face is a crimson mask. Gunther gets in the ring apron and is struggling to clear the blood from his eyes. Gunther holds his nose in pain. Punk smells the blood and punches away at the broken nose. Punk hits a high knee in the corner, hits a clothesline. Punk heads to the top rope and hits a diving elbow drop. Punk signals for the end. Punk signals for the GTS and lifts him, but Gunther slides off and takes him down with a sleeper hold. Punk fights up and hits a GTS. Gunther is out on his feet. Punk lifts him again and hits a GTS. 1, 2, 3. Winner by pinfall, New World Champion, CM Punk. CM Punk is in tears as referee Razapie hands him the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk embraces it. A decade of bitterness away from WWE and not happy is over. Punk is once again a World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. Michael Cole says Punk has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's the best in the world. However, that didn't happen, everyone. That did not happen. This is what happened. We hear, "Burn it down!" Seth Rollins comes out onto the stage on crutches. He is surrounded by a thick brace. The Oracle Paul Heyman is beside him. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I knew he was going to cash in. The Oracle Paul Heyman is beside him with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Rollins tells Punk to hold it while he can. Rollins turns and hobbles off, but he stops. Rollins gets to the ring and attacks Punk. Punk quickly tries to power him with a GTS, but Rollins immediately elbows out. Rollins viciously smashes Punk in the head with the briefcase a few times before handing it to referee Jessica Carr. Alicia Taylor announces that Rollins is cashing his Money in the Bank briefcase. Here we go. Now this is the bullshit. World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk versus Seth piece of shit Rollins with Paul Heyman. Referee is Jessica Carr. The bell rings in this match. And the bell rings to start this match. Rollins immediately hits the stomp and covers 1, 2, 3, and bam, we have a new World Heavyweight Championship. That was just BS last night. Winning by pinfall, new World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. Michael Cole calls this the ruse of the century, and he's right. Rollins' famous cash in the main event at WrestleMania 31 was called the heist of the century, and now this. Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker get in the ring with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. They stand over the unconscious CM Punk and pose as Power Connects get off. They surround Punk and talk trash as the show comes to an end. This is the same shit Triple H is doing, just like he did with the Authority, having Seth Rollins with him and his wife, trashy wife Stephanie, J&J Security and crap. This is 2025, not freaking 2014. I mean, I don't know why in the world WWE Triple H is going back to that period. Yeah, Seth Rollins pull the wool over everyone's eyes, but this is not over by a long shot. I don't know why in the world these fans are liking this shit. I don't know what I mean. There's honestly, I think they're all biased against the CM Punk. Yeah, this is not over yet. This is not over yet. I don't know why. I mean, Seth is old news. I don't know why WWE put Money in the Bank briefcase on him again. I mean, it's 2025, now freaking 2014. I mean, Triple H, you're doing a terrible job as a CEO, man. We need a new CEO, man. This is bull. Oh boy. Seth is an asshole, and his wife is Becky Lynch is a slut. Paul Heyman's a fat piece of shit walrus. Braun Breaker is a dickhead, and Bronson Reed is an asshole. And they're all gonna pay. This was a terrible show last night. Now let's go to tonight's, which is terrible, which is garbage. Night 2, I'm gonna get up to now this time. Okay, now there's something I missed right here. I missed the God Bless America. I missed right here. Go live to Mela see Tiggerly Gold saying God Bless America. Wingstop Superstar Rivals, WWE US Champion Sol Sikoa is walking with the MFT. Sikoa's opponent, Jacob Fatu, is also shown. Lyra Valkyrie is also shown arriving. Her opponent, WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion the man whore Becky Lynch, is bothering people backstage. American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is also shown. Highlights were shown from SummerSlam Saturday are shown. CM Punk defeated Gunther to win the World Heavyweight Championship, only for Seth piece of shit Rollins, who was faking the injury whole time. I told you it was a ruse. He wasn't hurt, and I saw it come out, and I knew he was going to cash in last night. Cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, his title, take the title. The hype video for SummerSlam Sunday narrated by Drewski. We were back in MetLife Stadium. It's sunny. It's 82 degrees outside. Triple H was doing a terrible job welcomed us to SummerSlam 2025. Alicia Taylor introduces WWE Chief Content Triple WWE CEO CC C CCO Triple H in the ring. Triple H says, "So here we are. This is it. This is the moment. This is your time. All of you right now are part of the biggest SummerSlam in history. And you thought last night was something, you hadn't seen nothing yet. So Midnight Stadium, I have one question for you. Are you ready?" I said, "Are you ready?" The crowd is roaring, and Triple H says, "Dan, welcome to the biggest party in history, SummerSlam. In SummerSlam in history." Well, I say SummerScam, Hunter. Terrible. Put up a bear show. Power Connects go off stage. "This is my brutality." Rhea Ripley heads to the ring. Will be kicking off the show with the Women's World Championship Triple Threat match. Io Sky is out next to a nice ovation. Women's World Champion, Raw Women's World Champion Naomi, the Jimmy Uso's bitch ass wife Naomi is played to the ring for her father, guitarist Sean McRae. And Mr. McRae, your daughter's a bitch ass. Sorry, no offense. Here we go. Raw Women's World Championship match, triple threat. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus the SmackDown, the Raw Women's World Champion, Naomi the bitch. Referee is Jessica Carr. The bell rings to start this match. Rhea Ripley stares at Io Sky, whom she had never defeated. Before they turn to Naomi, Naomi quickly bails out of the ring and wants them to fight each other. Sky and Ripley stare at each other before turning back to Naomi, who is standing at ringside. Ripley gets out of the ring and stands in Naomi's way. Naomi turns and steps in front of her. Naomi looks a little nervous and gets in the ring. Sky and Ripley stand in the way. Ripley goes after Ripley, but Ripley blocks it. Ripley and Sky go back and forth punching at Naomi. Sky drop kicks Naomi before whipping her into Ripley. Naomi slides under a big boot, and Ripley boots Sky instead. Naomi quickly kicks Sky in the midsection. Naomi grabs Sky and bulldogs her into Ripley's midsection. Naomi goes to the top rope and hits him with a crossbody block. Naomi dumps Ripley out of the ring and kicks Sky. Naomi pulls her hair and hits a pair of snapmares. Naomi hits Sky with a front suplex on the top rope before kicking her in the chest. Sky falls on the apron. Ripley pops up on the apron and tries to suplex her out of the ring, but Naomi bites her and punches her to the floor. Naomi then hits Sky with a dripping X Factor for a 2 count. Naomi clubs Sky's back and scratches her skin. Sky fights up, but Naomi sends her into Ripley, who's getting into the ring. Sky is holding Sky in a face front lock. Naomi hits Ripley with a springboard dropkick. Ripley goes down, DDTing Sky in the process. Naomi covers Ripley for a 1 count. Naomi grabs Ripley and stomps her chest. The crowd loudly boos Naomi. And I don't blame them. Naomi pulls Ripley in through the rope, puts her head between her legs, and drives her head into the mat. Naomi follows up with a blockbuster on Ripley for a 2 count. Naomi kicks Ripley in the spine and saunters around the ring. Sky comes off the top rope, but Naomi moves. Sky rolls through and goes for a crucifix pin. But Naomi gets out. Naomi kicks Sky in the head to knock her out of the ring. Naomi mocks Sky and turns around to see Ripley getting up. Ripley hits Naomi with a pair of short iron clotheslines. Ripley kicks her in the midsection and slams her down on her face. Sky then hits Naomi with a springboard missile drop kick. Sky does a nice kick up and poses with Ripley. Sky hits Naomi with a 619. Ripley hits and Ripley falls over a German suplex. Ripley shouts at Naomi to proceed with caution, and she falls out of the ring. Yeah, tell it to her face, Ripley. Ripley turns and sees Sky. Sky hits the ropes and does a cartwheel. Sky goes for a barrel wheel move, but Ripley gets her in the electric chair. and hits a drop for a 2 count. Ripley sets up for a riptide, but Sky counters with an inside cradle for a 2 count. Sky then applies a crossface, but Ripley throws through. Sky lights her up with a knee to the face and goes for a kick, but Ripley blocks it and gets her an electric chair. Sky counters with a poison rana. 1-2, Naomi breaks up the pin. Crowd chants, "This is awesome." Naomi hits Sky with a back elbow. Ripley hits Naomi with a sliding kick. Sky rolls up Ripley's body, but Ripley counters with a nasty razor's edge. Ripley hits another powerbomb and covers 1-2. Naomi pulls Ripley out of the ring. Naomi slides into the ring, but Ripley pulls her out and sends her into the barricade in the steps. Ripley clubs away at Naomi before Sky takes them out. An SI moonsault. Sky gets Naomi in the ring and kicks her in the head. Sky sets up for a bullet train attack, but she pivots as Ripley gets in the ring. Sky takes Ripley down and hits a double stomp. Sky goes back and forth, hitting Ripley and Naomi with two bullet train attacks in a piece. Sky positions Naomi and steps on her before heading to the top rope. Ripley steps on Naomi and pushes Sky down. Ripley sets her up for an avalanche riptide, but Naomi kicks her out of the leg. Naomi hits a springboard split-legged moonsault. 1-2, Naomi moves, and Sky hits Ripley over the moonsault. Naomi grabs Sky and hits a full Nelson bomb for a near fall. Naomi starts to punch away at Sky. Sky responds with some uppercuts. Sky hits the ropes, but Naomi crushes her with a knee to the face. Ripley headbutts Naomi and connects with a riptide. 1-2, Sky breaks up the pin. The crowd is really into this match. Ripley and Sky are changing punches from their knees. They get to their feet, and Sky uppercuts Ripley. Ripley takes her down with a kick to the head, and Sky pops up, but Naomi gets on the apron and grabs her. Naomi elbows her and sidesteps a big boot from Bayley. Ripley boots Naomi instead. Sky dumps Ripley to the apron and charges, but Rhea Ripley boots her down. Ripley then hits Naomi with a cannonball off the apron. Ripley gets on the apron and Sky goes for a sunset flip powerbomb. Ripley holds the ropes, but Sky pulls her off and power bombs her off the top rope. Top off Naomi on the floor. Wow. Sky gets Ripley in the ring. Sky heads to the top rope and signals for the end. Ripley pops up and Sky clubs Sky. Ripley goes for a suplex, but Sky fights up. Sky leaps onto the top rope, but Ripley headbutts her. Ripley hits the Sky with an avalanche riptide. 1-2. Naomi runs in and rolls Ripley up. 1-2-3. Winner by pinfall, still women's champion. Will SmackDown, still Raw Women's World Champion. Naomi, the champ. I knew she was going to retain. Naomi celebrates with the Raw Women's World Championship on the ramp. In the ring, a frustrated Rhea Ripley slaps herself on the head. Don't worry, make no mistake about it, Naomi. Make no mistake about it. Till come Clash the Champ, Clash in Paris, when Stephanie Vicaire comes after you. I know you probably might cheat to win and bury Stephanie Vicaire. You're just a has-been. You're old news. This is 2025, not 2015. There's no Team Bad here. There's no fucking Sasha Banks, who's now Mercedes Renee in AEW. There's no Tamina here. I don't hear you say Unity. You always were a bitch before, just like you did, like you were 10 years ago when you were in Team Bad. Okay, we just got the word that Saturday night one, Saturday August the 1st, Sunday August the 2nd, SummerSlam is coming to Minneapolis, Minnesota. SummerSlam 2026 coming to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and that is the hometown place where home of where AWA took place, now defunct AWA, and that's the hometown just by Ventura. Tally's better than a little celebrities on it. Tally's better than Halliburton, 2-time NBA All-Stars at ringside. Nick Holden, the son of the late Hulk Hogan, is also shown. WWE Hall of Famer Michelle McCool, Undertaker's wife, is also shown with her daughter. We see a drumstick mascot dancing in the ring, the Cone Zone. In honor of the first SummerSlam TLC match at SummerSlam 2000, we have two teams that were in the match. We're here. WWE Hall of Famers Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley. The Dudley Boys are shown ringside, and WWE Hall of Fame legends Matt Hardy and Jeff the Hardy Boys is also shown at ringside. And no Edge and Christian is there at part of AEW. At ringside, they are TNA World Tag Team Champions. At Bound for Glory, the Hardy Boys will battle the Dudley Boys one final time. And here we go. WWE SmackDown. This is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship tables, ladders, and chairs. The Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa versus The Motion Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus Fraxium. Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus Wyatt Six and Dexter Lumis and Joe Casey were the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. With Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, and Nikki Cross, Abby the Witch. The bell rings and all teams stare up at the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Above the ring, all 5 teams beat up the Wyatt Six down, and they knock Gacy Lumis out of the ring for turning on each other. DIY goes to ringside and puts a ladder in the ring, but MCMG doubles baseball slides it into them. Fraxium, Axiom, and Nathan and Frazier hit the Andrade with the hit, and Andrade and the Street Profits with suicide dives. And Sabin then takes DIY with a suicide dive. Frazier hits Phoenix with a suicide dive. Fraxium stands tall in the ring and gets a nice hand. Axiom and Frazier grab a huge ladder and slide it into the ring in front of MCMG. Some of you know it's Moshi Machine Guns. They stomp ladder on Fraxium's hand. Fraxium responds by drop kicking the ladder into MCMG's. Fraxium sets up the ladder. Gacy and Loomis get in the ring with the chairs, and Axiom super kicks the chair into Loomis. Gacy punches Frazier and throws the chair into Axiom's head, knocking him off the rope to the floor. Frazier tries to quickly climb to the ladder, but Gacy pulls him down and sends him into the ladder. It's a Death Valley driver. Gacy climbs, but the Profits pull him down and lean the ladder against the ropes. The Profits go for a double team body drop on Gacy onto the ladder, but Gacy completely misses it. Ford gets Gacy back in the ring, and the Profits hit him with a double team back on battle drop onto the ladder. The Profits celebrate and do the Dudleys. The boys get the table shit tick. The Profits go to the ringside and stack in the 2 stacked pairs of the tables by the side by side. Ciampa attacks Sabin with a chair. In the ring, the Profits lean on a table in the corner. Andrade and Phoenix take the Profits down with stereo drop kicks. Phoenix tries to stand on Andrade's shoulders and to the tag team titles, but he fails. That was cool. The Profits attack, but Andrade and Phoenix hit them with the stereo Free Amigos, and Eddie Chant picks up. 20 years later, after his death, Andrade and Phoenix put the chairs up on Ford and Dawkins before going to the top rope. DIY caught Andrade and Phoenix off before smashing the Profits with the chair shots. DIY tried to whip Ford onto the table, leaning into the corner, but Ford instead jumps over the table into the ring post and takes out Fraxium and Loomis. DIY set up the ladder, but MCMG gets in the chairs and protect him. Gacy and gets in the ring, but Sabin hits him with a chair and sets it up. Gacy holds up Gacy and Saban connects with a missile dropkick that drives Gacy through the chair. Ciampa builds a ladder bridge from the apron to the commentary table. Gargano throws a chair at Shelley's hand. Shelley may have hurt his hand trying to block it, but Gargano hits Gacy with a DDT off the apron. Hold on a second. Yeah, Ciampa, yeah, 11:58 right now. Yeah, Gargano builds a ladder bridge from the apron to the commentary table. Gargano throws a chair to Shelley's head. Shelley may have hurt his head trying to block it. Gargano hits Gacy with a DDT off the apron through the table at ringside. We then see Loomis standing on the top rope before laying out on a table at ringside. Loomis crashes forward with a diving leg drop through the table. Phoenix then goes to the top rope and hits Frazier with a huge splash through the table at ringside. Ciampa is lying on a table and hit with another table next to him. Dawkins is on the top rope, but Axiom cuts him off. Ciampa moves as Axiom hits Dawkins with a Spanish fly off the top rope through the two tables at ringside. Unreal. The crowd's chanting, "This is awesome! This is awesome!" Candice checks on her husband and starts to climb a ladder in the ring. B-Fab pulls Lorray off the ladder and slams her down. B-Fab climbs, but Nikki Cross climbs to the second ladder to cut her off. Cross then hits B-Fab with a side sweep, leg sweep off the ladder. Lorray goes back to the ladder and reaches for a tag team titles. Ford kicks Ciampa to the head, knocking him into Gargano, who knocks her over the ladder, sending Lorray out of the ring through the ladder bridge. Wow, Ford is stunned at a turn of events. Gargano looks down at his wife and goes to climb the ladder, but Ford knocks away at him. Ford climbs to the ladder, but Eric Rowan pushes the ladder over. Ford lands on his feet, but Rowan takes him down. Dawkins runs in, but Rowan hits a spin kick. Rowan then slams Ford into Dawkins. Rowan goes for a double chokeslam on the Profits. They kick him in, attack him with chairs, but they destroy a pair of chairs over his spine. Rowan still gets to his feet, so they tackle him through the table, leaning against the corner. Lorray is still down at ringside. Trainers are surrounding her. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Ciampa climbs to the ladder, and goes to for the titles, but CMG pulls the ladder away from him. Ciampa is hanging off the title hook high above the ring. Frazier climbs the ladder in the corner. Gargano hits MCMG with the ladders and goes after Frazier, but Frazier kicks away at him. Frazier goes for a spear and Ciampa to the canvas, but Ciampa pulls himself up and is hanging from upside down. Frazier rolls through and eats a super kick from Gargano. Frazier knees Gargano and goes for a springboard moonsault. Gargano super kicks him out of the midair. Unreal. Gargano moves under the ladder under Ciampa. Ford leaps onto the ladder. Ciampa is stunning, but Ford punches Ciampa down. Gargano climbs, but Axiom pulls him down and super kicks him. Axiom and Ford on the ladder. Motion machine guns set up a ladder, climb to the top rope. Oh, okay, it's 12:01 right now. Wow, that 12:01 in the morning. Time really goes fast. More machine guns set up a ladder climb and try to grab the gold. DIY climb behind the MC, climb the motion machine guns. Everyone is reaching for the titles. DIY knock the motion machine guns off the ladder and reach for the titles. Uncle Howdy gets in the ring and knocks over the ladder with Ford and Axiom on it. They bounce off the ropes. Howdy then knocks over the ladder with DIYs on it, sending them out of the ring and go through the tables. 4 tables stacked at ringside. This is insanity. In the ring, Uncle Howard starts to climb to the ladder. Frazier quickly climbs to the other side. Felix throws the ladder at Howdy as he applies a mandible claw to Frazier. Howdy throws Frazier off to the Canaver's Phoenix, climbs and punches Howdy. And Howdy applies a mandible claw. Andrade climbs and attacks Howdy before hitting Howdy with a sunset flip powerbomb onto the ladder bridge from the standing ladder into the top rope. Felix climbs to the ladder and reaches for the goal, but Loomis hits him with a chair. Loomis and Gacy hit a double team suplex and sit out powerbomb combo. Gacy climbs to the second ladder and hooks the titles to retain. Winners and still SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Wyatt Six. You know, this wasn't that bad, but I feel like WWE's really shitting on the Motion Machine Guns who are from TNA. And we were just together this announcement that WrestleMania 42 is coming back to Las Vegas on April 18th, 2026, which is really stupid. Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Triple H would book that something stupid like that. Doesn't want this is huge. You can put it in London. Then we see Triple H who's at the White House on Thursday as a piece of shit Donald Trump an executive order regarding fitness. The different commentary teams are heard nattering Seth Rollins' surprise Money in the Bank cash in on CM Punk last night on SummerSlam Saturday. Saturday on SummerSlam Saturday. Now it's time for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. WWE, here we go. Women's Intercontinental Champion, the man whore Becky Lynch. The man whore Becky Lynch comes out with some new music. And here we go. Women's Intercontinental Championship, no count out or count out. Last chance match. Loud Valkyria versus the man whore Becky Lynch. Referee is Danilo Fibio. The bell rings, they stare at each other. Lynch slaps her and they start exchanging stiff shots. Valkyrie reverses the whip to the corner and stomps Lynch down. Valkyrie sends her back into the corner and whips her hard into the opposite corner. Valkyrie sends her into the ropes and hits a hip toss. Lynch rolls out of a ring to regroup. Lynch sidesteps a wrecking ball dropkick and it bounces off the commentary table for a few times. Lynch goes under the ring and grabs the kendo stick. Valkyrie grabs the crowbar and Lynch is scared. Valkyrie uses the crowbar to snap the kendo stick out of her hands. Valkyrie goes to hit her with it, but Lynch moves. Lynch attacks her and sends her into the barricade. Valkyrie jumps to the top rope. Valkyrie boots her back, falls to the floor and hits a running crossbody block. Valkyrie beats Lynch around the ringside, bouncing her off the barricade and still sets. Valkyrie continues to attack Lynch, driving her into the barricade. Valkyrie accidentally sends her into the ringside photographer and apologizes to him. Valkyrie soon sends Lynch over to the commentary table. Valkyrie then drop kicks Lynch off one of the commentator's chairs. Valkyrie goes under the ring and grabs a table. Valkyrie sets it up and Lynch wraps a chain around her in her head and mouth. Lynch pulls back and puts her against the ring post, pulling her back hard. Lynch then whips her into the steel steps. Lynch gets Valkyrie in the ring and brings a kendo stick in. Lynch smashes her 5 times with a kendo stick before using it to hit a side leg sweep for a 2 count. Lynch swings it like a golf club to hit Valkyrie in the ribs. Valkyrie avoids a second one and lifts her, but Lynch counters with a falling elbow drop for a 2 count. Lynch stomps her and beats her down with a kendo stick. Lynch goes to the outside and goes under the ring to grab a 2 box, but Lynch puts it around the ring and throws a pair of chairs into the ring as well. Lynch and Valkyrie in spine with the chair and twice before setting it up. Valkyrie blocks a shot into the chair, hits the ropes, but Lynch hits a drop toe hold into the chair. Lynch grabs a toolbox and smashes Valkyrie into the chair with a two count. Lynch opens the toolbox and takes us out a zip tie. Lynch ties Valkyrie's hands up and smashes her a few times with a wrench. Lynch charges and hits her with a head with a wrench for a near fall. Lynch hits Valkyrie, whose hands are still tied with a zip tie with a pair of flex folders. Valkyrie rolls out of the ring and tries to break the zip tie, but Lynch cuts her off. Lynch pulls her up and sides up the steps and hooks the zip tie in Valkyrie's arms over the ring post. Lynch smashes Valkyrie in the ribs with a kendo stick several times. Lynch takes her down and puts her in the ring. Lynch hits a diving leg drop for a 2 count. Lynch cannot believe it. Lynch sets two chairs up to chairs up to seat. Valkyrie tries to look into the two books for something to break the zip tie, but Lynch kicks it out of the ring. Lynch goes for a manhandle slam through the 2 chairs, but Valkyrie wraps her arms around Lynch, trapping her. Valkyrie headbutts away at her before slamming her down. Valkyrie could have broken her wrist on that because Lynch landed her on her hands. Her hands are still tied. Valkyrie kicks away at Lynch and stuns her with a dropkick. Valkyrie leaps off the chairs and then misses a dropkick. Valkyrie goes to the second top rope and Lynch hits Lynch with a moonsault for a 2 count. Wow. Valkyrie wraps her tires around Lynch's head and bounces off the chairs and sets up the ring. Valkyrie goes for the corner and takes the top off the turnbuckle pad. Lynch attacks her and drives her shoulder into the ring post. Valkyrie falls to the floor and goes for her under the ring. Lynch lifts her apron. Valkyrie sprays away at a fire extinguisher in the face, blinding her. Valkyrie tries to use the fire extinguisher to break the zip tie, but she's unsuccessful. Valkyrie goes back under the ring. Lynch pulls herself up and grabs his kendo stick. Valkyrie murders on the ring and is free of the zip tie. Valkyrie grabs the kendo stick from Lynch and beats her with it. Lynch gets in the ring, so Valkyrie beats her with a kendo stick in there. Valkyrie hits her with a fisherman suplex for a 2 count. Valkyrie shakes the feeling into her wrist, free from the zip tie for so long. Lynch grabs a steel chair, but Valkyrie drop kicks her in the face with a wrecking ball. Valkyrie lifts her at her and ringside, but Lynch gets in the steps. Lynch goes for a manhandle slam off the steps, but Valkyrie counters into a nightwing off the steps into the floor. Wow. Both women are down and the crowd is buzzing. Valkyrie gets Lynch in the ring, but Lynch quickly rolls out. Valkyrie pulls her back into the ring and charges her in the corner. Lynch sidesteps her and Valkyrie hits the Spell's turnbuckle. Lynch hits a manhandle slam through the crowd, 2 chairs and covers 1-2. Valkyrie kicks out and Lynch could not believe it. Valkyrie rolls out of the ring. Lynch attacks her with a chair and sets it up and bounces her off the face. Bounces her off the seat. Lynch wraps around Valkyrie's head before kicking her face a few times. Lynch drives Valkyrie away into the commentary table a few times with a chair wrap. Valkyrie backs her up. Lynch traps the legs off the commentary table. Traps the legs in the commentary table. Off the chair in the commentary table. Lynch stands on the table and smashes the chair into Valkyrie's neck and chest. Valkyrie is down at ringside. Lynch grabs the crowbar and stands over the fallen Valkyrie. Lynch lifts the crowbar, but Bayley pulls it away from her. Lynch tries to talk to Bayley, and Bayley blames Valkyrie for her troubles. Yeah, here comes Bayley. I knew she was going to interfere. And no heel turn here. It's almost a little bit of a heel turn here. Yeah, blames Valkyrie. Look, boo hoo hoo. Cry me a river, Bayley. Blames Valkyrie for her troubles. Lynch tells Bayley to hit Valkyrie with a crowbar. Bayley throws it down and turns her back. Lynch wraps chain around her fist, but Bayley attacks her. Bayley beats her around the ring and drives her into the barricade a few times. Bayley charges, but she fights with the barricade when Lynch moves. Lynch crawls to the table that was set up at ringside while back. And Viagra comes from out of nowhere, driving a leg drop for the table. Viagra powers Lynch into the ring and lifts her for a Nightwing. Lynch rakes the eyes, goes for a manhandle slam, but Viagra counters with a headlock takeover. Bayley gets on the apron with her fist wrapped around her chain, swings, but Bayley ducks. But Lynch ducks. Bayley accidentally hits Viagra instead. Lynch hits Viagra with a manhandle slam for the win. The winner is still the women's Intercontinental, the man whore, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch looks like she's been through a war. Bayley looks upset with what just happened. Well, it's your fault, you whining ass bitch. Thanks to you. I think Becky Lynch is coming. I think Becky Lynch is coming. Just like Charlotte, and coming just like Tiffany, coming just like Naomi. See, WWE just coming. This is just terrible. This is unbelievable. Yeah, damn you, Bayley. Now Lara, what this means now, Lara gets no chances thanks to you. It's all your fault. Just because you weren't on a SummerSlam card. But hopefully, sometime there's gonna be there's gonna be a triple. Now we got a triple threat rematch for the women's Intercontinental title. Hopefully, somehow, I bet you somehow Bayley's gonna turn heel down in the future. Terrible show last night. I don't know why WWE these fans are liking some stupid crap like this. I just don't understand. Triple H is insulting everybody's intelligence. It's just crap. Jerry Roll is shown at ringside. Metro Boomin is also there. Michael Cole loves that guy, he says. Terry Gorgon was also shown. Russell Wilson, of the New York Giants, is with his family. The steel cage begins to lower over the ring. U.S. Championship steel cage match. We are a U.S. Steel Championship steel cage match. Solo Sikoa is the U.S. champion versus Jacob Fatu. Referee is definitely Sean Ring and Ryan Trans at ringside. The bell rings and Sikoa and Jacob Fatu stare at each other. Sikoa tells Fatu that he has one more chance to put an end to this. Fatu declines. Sikoa punches him, so Fatu punches him back. Sikoa boots him in the face and charges, but Fatu hits a back elbow. Sikoa stops Fatu from driving him into the cage, Sikoa bounces Fatu off the top turnbuckle, but that doesn't hurt him at fall. Fatu gets Sikoa in the corner and headbutts him away. Fatu hits the ropes, ducks a clothesline, hits a flying elbow to the jaw. Fatu is fired up. Fatu attacks Sikoa against the ropes and charges, but Sikoa hits a back body drop into the cage. Fatu drops down on his head onto the rope. Sikoa splashes him against the cage twice and mocks Fatu. Sikoa follows up with a senton splash. Sikoa says he gave Fatu everything and drives him head first into the cage. Sikoa punches him in the forehead and calls him stupid. Sikoa sizes him up and hits a running hip toss, driving his head into the cage for a 2 count. Sikoa asks for the door to be open and heads toward it, but Fatu pulls him back Sioka mocks Fatu and punches away at him. Sioka wants the door to be door open, but Fatu holds his ankle again. Oh boy. Kicks and kicks out. Fatu closes on Sioka with Senton Smash. Fatu hits a run, hip toss, followed by an Imperial DD. Fatu connects with his double jump moonsault. Fatu hits it the second time, 1-2, Sioka kicks out. Tonga Leo and JC Mattel and Tala Tonga, the MFTs, run down to ringside. They surround the cage to keep Fatu from leaving. Jimmy comes to ringside and super kicks Leo and Mateo. Tonga attacks Jimmy and drives him into the cage for sending him over the commentary table, and the referee comes to close the door. Gas and no brakes, Fatu turns into Samoan Spike. 1-2, Fatu kicks out. Fatu cannot believe it. Sioka climbs to the cage, but Fatu gets to the top rope and grabs him. Fatu pulls Sioka down to the rope and headbutts him, knocking him down. Mateo starts to climb. Fatu kicks him off. Tonga Leo gets pulled in and knocked down. Tala Tonga climbs, puts a handcuff around the top trace and handcuffs Fatu to it. Sioka climbs crawls to the open door. Fatu breaks out with the handcuffs and pulls Sioka back. Fatu then boots to the door into Mateo's head. Sioka quickly goes for the door to open. Fatu stops and Tala Tonga then kicks the door into Fatu's head. Sioka falls out of the door to the wind. Winner by escaping the cage and still U.S. champion, Soul Sioka. Sioka and Tala Tonga head up to the ramp. Jimmy texts Jason Mateo for the drop super kick and drives into a steel cage. Uso puts Mateo into the ring and locks the door off the cage. Fatu takes it to Mateo and Leo, driving them to the cage. Fatu sets up for a double jump moonsault on them. But he stops. Fatu then climbs to the top rope of the cage and stands on a platform. Mateo and Leo get up, and Fatu then hits him with a moonsault block of the top cage. Fatu gyrates in celebration. I don't know why in the world there are pinfalls. Why in the world are there pinfalls in steel cage matches? There are no pinfalls in steel cage matches. There are never no pinfalls in steel cage matches. Never. It doesn't make sense. I mean, because you gotta climb. I mean, you're supposed to climb out of the cage. Supposed to climb out of the cage and win. I don't know why WWE doesn't do that shit no more. WWE Clash in Paris is coming on August 31st. Triple Mania 30. What is it? That's a 33. Is coming on August the 16th. Mr. Iguana and Cyclone are shown at ringside. Yeah, shown at ringside. Now it's time for the Intercontinental Championship match. Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum makes his entrance wearing that what it looks like to be his father's mask. Mysterio pulls it off and throws it away. Stupid. Yeah, and it's been 20 years since that custody battle of Eddie, of him and Eddie, custody battle between him and Eddie Ray and Eddie. And it's disgusting, acting like a jackass. AJ Styles drives into MetLife Stadium, and Eddie Guerrero, lowrider Styles, has his son Avery, his son Avery, in the car with him. They pay tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Styles is wearing a shirt that says Styles Heat. Styles gear pays tribute to the 20-year anniversary of SummerSlam ladder match between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio to determine custody of Dum Dum. Yep, and now we got Dum Dum acting like an ass 20 years later. Intercontinental Championship, Dirty Dum Dum versus Intercontinental Champion versus AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles. You are, I am. Eddie Oringo is the referee. The bell rings and Mysterio quickly goes after him. Styles punches him down. Mysterio rolls out of the ring. Styles lies across the top rope turnbuckle, a la Eddie Guerrero. Styles chases Mysterio in the ring and avoids an elbow drop. Styles hits Mysterio with a backbreaker, and Mysterio quickly retreats the corner. Mysterio wants to test through the tempting kick, and Styles blocks it. Styles hits an atomic drop and clotheslines him on the top rope. Styles goes for a plancha, but he lands on an apron when Mysterio moves. Mysterio sweeps his feet and baseball slides him off the top off the apron. Mysterio springboards off the second rope and drives onto Styles on the floor. Mysterio gets in Styles' ring and mocks Eddie Guerrero's shimmy. Mysterio hits the slingshot senton for a bomb for 1 count. Mysterio stomps Mysterio in the corner and poses for the crowd. Mysterio takes Styles in the corner but puts him on the top rope. Mysterio goes for a super hair crown. Styles holds him up, goes for a splash position. Mysterio fights out, so Styles hits a diving tornado DDT. But both men take a few moments to recover. Styles hits a strike combo and Mysterio takes down with a standing lariat. Styles hits a sliding forearm and splashes him to the corner. Styles connects with an Insiguri for a 2 count. Styles sets up for a Styles clash, but Mysterio fights out. Styles looks a clothesline and hits a pay leg kick. Styles charges him in the corner, but Mysterio drops him on the apron. Styles knocks him back and goes for a phenomenal forearm. When Mysterio moves, Mysterio catches him with a Nosy driver for a 2 count. Mysterio isn't happy with the referee's count. Referee's count. Mysterio starts up the 3 amigos. 1 amigo, 2 amigos. 2 amigos. Styles counters the third and hits a brainbuster. Styles heads to the top rope and goes for a frog splash, but Mysterio gets the knees up. The frog splash was Eddie Guerrero's finisher. Mysterio dropkicks Styles and goes into ropes and hits a 619. Mysterio goes to the top rope and dies, but Styles picks in the leg and applies a calf crusher. Mysterio fights through in pain and grabs the bottom rope to break the hold. Styles goes after Mysterio in the corner and charges, but Mysterio stamps him off the middle of turnbuckle. Mysterio removes the top turnbuckle pad, causing the referee to admonish him. The referee goes to put the pad back on as Mysterio leaves the ring for a chair. Mysterio gets in the ring and hits the mat with the chair and throws it at Styles, and it drops down, playing a la Eddie Guerrero. The referee hasn't turned, so Styles wraps the chair around his own head and drops down to make it look like Mysterio hit him. Classic Eddie Guerrero spots. The referee turns and sees this. The referee isn't sure what to do. Both men get up, and Styles kicks Mysterio back. Styles charges, but Mysterio lifts him and crotches him in the top rope. Mysterio goes through the ropes, but Styles kicks the rope, kicks the bottom rope into Mysterio's groin. There are the only chance for both men. Mysterio knocks Styles back. Styles comes back with a calf crusher. Mysterio screams in pain, but his boot comes loose and Mysterio slides out. This is the WrestleMania 20 finish with Eric Guerrero versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle. Styles is sent into the referee. The referee covers up Mysterio and hits Styles with his boot. Mysterio heads to the top rope, hits a frog splash for the win. Winning by pinfall, still Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum. Yeah. I don't know why in the world they're gonna put they're keeping that Intercontinental channel this on 80s on Ray's Not No Son. He's the only Judgment Day member that keeps the title, but at least Raquel and Roxanne lost the women's tag team titles last Saturday at night 1 of Judgment Day. He's the only Judgment Day. Dum Dum is the only member of Judgment Day who retains a title, and just the Intercontinental title. But at least the only two members of Judgment Day that lost the WWE Women's Tag Team titles are Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. A few commercials play. Stephanie McMahon announces the SummerSlam attendance. WWE icon Stephanie McMahon is in the ring, but McMahon asks if everyone is having a good time. The crowd cheers. McMahon announces that there are 6,561 people are in attendance. You have a total of 113,722 over the 2 nights, making this the biggest SummerSlam history. Fireworks go off to celebrate. And I say it's a terrible SummerSlam. Those are all lies by Stephanie. What she says isn't true. Highlights from the various commentary teams calling the TLC match. A member of the military got a seat upgrade from the weekly American Vodka. Undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Championship Street Fight. Here goes the main event. What seems to be an Al-generated malversion of the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes' voice is heard, saying he's proud of his son. Wrestling is war with one more family. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes emerges on a lift from under the stage wearing a skull helmet. Rhodes looks very emotional and hands his weightlifting belt to a championship fan at ringside. Undisputed WWE World Wrestling Entertainment Champion John Cena comes to a huge ovation during his regular face entrance. The lights go are bright for a 17-time champion. Cena talks to Stu, the cameraman, and asks if he can run. Stu runs after Cena and he charges down the ring. Cena is in full face mode tonight. Undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Championship Street Fight. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. The referee is Dan Engler. Cody Rhodes has never defeated John Cena in a one-on-one match. Cena is 4-0 against him. A loud Cena chant picks up as the match starts. This is the final SummerSlam match of John Cena's career. It looks like he really did turn face. He didn't fool the fans one bit. John Cena's career. Cena, but I don't think that's gonna last, because I'm gonna tell you what happened in a few minutes. Cena and Rhodes slowly step up to each other and stare. Cena then hugs Rhodes and whispers at something at him. They start brawling and punches him in the corner. Cena sends Rhodes in the corner. Rhodes quickly grabs Cena and whips in the steel steps. They tumble over. Rhodes bounces Cena's face off the apron. Cena comes back and reversing whip into another set of steel steps. Cena walks over Tyrese Halliburton, who is recovering from an Achilles tendon surgery. Does a "you can see me" taunt to a nice reaction and takes a crutch. Cena cracks the crutch off the spine. Cena puts the bottom half of the steel steps in the ring and waits for the Rhodes to get up. Cena sets up for an altitude adjustment, but Rose gets out of the scoop and slams Cena onto the steps. Rose heads to the top rope, but Cena pops up and shoves him to the floor. Cena powers up the steps and throws him to Rose. Cena Rose is face at ringside. Cena goes after him, but the referee stops him for a moment to let Rose recover. Cena bounces Rose off the barricade and gets him in the ring. Cena gets on the ring apron, but Rose grabs him with a disaster kick. Rose connects with a slides leg sweep. I'm sorry about that noise all you just heard. It's correct. Sorry about that noise. Yeah, Cena bounces off the Rose off the barricade and gets him in the ring. Cena goes on the apron, but Rose grounds him with a disaster kick. Rose connects with a leg sweep for a 1 count. Rose kicks with kicks, and Cena drops down for an uppercut for a 2 count. Rose taps him the forearm and applies a rear chin lock. Cena grabs quickly and fights up and powers out of the hold. Cena kicks Rose and sends him to the corner. Rose slingshots him over and hits a power slam for a 2 count. Rose charges, but Cena hits a body drop over the top rope. Cena and Rose and Cena both go under the ring and grab a chair. They swing and crash the chairs into each other. Rose grabs one of the chairs and hits Cena in the back with a 2 count. Rose stomps on Cena's ankle and wedges a chair in the corner. Rose and tries to drive him off into the chair, but Cena reverses it. The cube moves moves off the dune. 1 shoulder block, 2 shoulder blocks, back suplex powerbomb. You can't see me 5 knuckle shuffle. Rose stumbles up, and Cena goes for a triple A, but Rose slides off. Rose hits a pair of clotheslines, hits some stinging jabs on a blind elbow. Rose drops him with a Cody cutter 1-2. Cena kicks out. Rose pulls Cena, but Cena surprises him with a double A off for a near fall. Cena grabs the ankle for an STF, but Rose kicks him back, and Rose boots him back and goes to the top rope for a moonsault block. 1-2. Cena kicks out. Rose hits a second disaster kick off the match for a near fall. Cena is solidly behind Cena. Rose looks a little annoyed. Rose scales to the top rope and hits a second city Cody cut off the match. 1-2. Cena kicks out again. Rose wonders what he has to do. Cena pops out and hits an electric chair drop for a 2 count. Cena picks up Rose Rose slides off to hit Cena with a power driver. 1-2 kicks. Cena kicks out. Rose looking frustrated as he gets to his feet. The referee checks on Cena. The power driver is a banned move in WWE. Wow, they banned the power driver? Wow. Power driver is the most famous thing. I mean, the Undertaker, he made the power driver, the tombstone. Wade puts Barrett over as the most dangerous move in wrestling. Rose tries to power Cena up, but Cena powers up and hits a triple A. Both men are down. They quickly get up and quickly exhausted, exchanging punches. They stumble around the ring as they throw punches, and Cena hits the ropes. But Cena hits a pop-up power bomb. 1. Cena kicks out and transitions to an STF. Rose claws to the bottom of him and grabs it. This is a street fight, so Cena won't release the hold. Rose pulls himself up to the top to the apron. Cena grabs Rose to the ringside and attacks. Rose reverses the whip and sends Cena to the timekeeper's area. Rose reaches and over to him and grabs him, but Cena hits him with his head with a microphone. Cena then hits a cobra on the floor wet. The crowd is cheering for Cena as he clears the commentary table. Cena puts Rose in the commentary table and leaps off the Avalanche Triple A to another table. Cena powers Rose up and rolls him into the ring before covering 1-2. Rose kicks out. Cena gets up on the crowd going. Cena charges, but Rose sidesteps him in the corner. Rose hits Crossroads 1-2. Cena kicks out. Rose is stunned. Rose powers up Cena and puts him on the top rope. Cena sets up for a suplex, but Cena powers out and headbutts him in the chest. Rose drops him to the mat, and Cena drops him with a diving leg drop. Cena follows up with a Triple A 1-2. Rose barely gets his shoulder up. Cena looks calm and nods his head with an annoying smile. Cena goes to the outside and tosses a chair away before going under the ring for a table. Cena sets it up in the ring and goes for a Double A, but Rose pushes it over the table. Pushes the table over, slides off his shoulders, and hits a DDT. Rose leans the table against the corner and tries to drive into Cena, but Cena stops. Cena sidesteps Rose and nearly sends him into it. Cena sends him into the apron. Rose drops down and pulls him out of the ring. Rose sends him over the barricade and they start brawling in the corner. Rose rakes back as they continue to fight into the crowd. They're all over the place. Cena bounces him off in the metal barricade before picking it up and driving it into him. Cena drives it into his head, and the camera angle shows it didn't come close. Cena leans into the barricade against another one and tries for a Double A on it. Rose slides off and hits Cena with a suplex on the metal barricade, bending it a bit. Both men take a few moments to recover and start brawling near the stage. Cena cuts him off with a kick and sends him under the SummerSlam stage. You can't see what's happening. The lift shaft that Rose entered through starts the smoke. Cena rises up through the smoke and with Rose on his shoulders. Cena then walks forward and hits a Double A on the stage. Cena powers Rose up and puts him on his shoulders and walks him down the ramp before rolling him into the ring. The strength of a 48-year-old Cena is amazing. Rose immediately pops up, drives Cena's head first through the table, leaning against the corner, and hits the crossroads. 1-2, Cena kicks out. Rose is stunned. Cena uses the ropes to pull himself up. Rose charges, but Cena pulls the top rope down to get him out of the ring. Cena looks out of the ropes against Rose to hit him in the head with a steel chair. Rose removes the turnbuckle connector and pad and twists the bottom turnbuckle off. And Rose grabs the bottom rope turnbuckle and hits Cena in the head with a metal truncheon. Rose looks conflicted as he watches Cena slowly pull himself up. Rose pulls the trigger and hits him in the head with a second time with a metal turnbuckle connector. The crowd is booing. The referee checks on Cena and won't call the match off. Rose looks upset. Rose goes for a third strike, but Cena drops him down and applies the STF, wrapping the rope around his neck. Rose fights out and wraps the rope around Cena's head. Cena powers out and kicks Rose in the midsection. Cena goes for a double A, but Rose slides off the net. Slides off the rope. Rose hits the crossroads. Rose pulls him up and hits a second crossroads. Rose pulls him up and hits the trinity of crossroads. 1-2, Cena kicks out. Their trio moves and end the Roman Reigns' incredible title reign. The crowd chants Super Cena. Rose goes outside and grabs this undisputed WWE Championship. Cena hits Rose in the head with the title to pin him at WrestleMania to win his record-breaking title. Rose goes to hit Cena, but Cena hits a Double A. Cena hits a second Double A before picking up the title and tossing it aside. Cena pulls up the second rope and hits a Avalanche Double A. 1-2, Rose kicks out. The crowd and Cena are stunned. Cena leaves the ring and grabs another table from under the ring. There's a dueling chant for Cena, but the Let's Go Cena portion is similarly now louder. Cena puts the table in the ring and sets it up. Cena puts Rose on the top rope and goes for a second rope for an Avalanche Double A through the table. Rose elbows out and leaps to the table for what looks like to be a Cody cutter through the table. Cena gets up, but he falls against the ropes. Rose sadly looks at Cena and salutes his idol. The man patted himself after Rose hits a Final crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cena's 17th title reign is over. Winner by pinfall and new undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, the Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Cody takes back the undisputed WWE Championship. Rhodes puts it down on the mat, and John Cena gets up. Cena picks up the title and hands it to Rhodes before embracing him. Cena holds Rhodes' hands up, and the fireworks go off. Cena shakes his hand with him and looks happy. Rhodes pulls Cena into the corner of center ring and lifts his arm. Rhodes leaves the ring to let Cena have the final moment. Yeah, past the torch. I thought he was gonna pull. He was acting to pull the rules. But whatever happened to John, the storyline between him, Cena, and Travis Scott. I mean, something doesn't make sense. I mean, it looks like. I mean, I think Triple H probably wrote The Rock and Travis Scott off. In my opinion. Cena's back as a babyface now. Cena had the moment. Yeah, in those moment Cena was almost about to retire. There are the 4 minutes left in the ring. This John Cena retirement tour, only 9 dates. The crowd chants, "Thank you, Cena." Cena looks moved by the ovation. Cena drops to his knee, kisses the mat before saluting the fans. Yeah, Cena's just about to retire, and then, bam! Look who showed up, Beast. This is what happened. Yeah, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, music hits, and he shows up. The Beast, Brock Lesnar, walks to the stage to a huge reaction. The fireworks goes off and says, as Lesnar hits the ring, Cena looks confused. The crowd chant, "Holy shit!" Man, how many times we're gonna see Cena and Lesnar again? This is stupid. Cena walks around the ring. Lesnar walks around the ring, and Cena doesn't take his eyes off him. Lesnar slowly removes his jacket and his hat. Lesnar gets in the ring and ducks a clothesline from Sling. Cena drops Cena with an F5. Lesnar sounds around the ring before leaving and putting his cowboy hat back on. That was a stupid ending. Stupid ending. I mean, you know, the show was terrible. Night 1 was terrible. Night 2 was terrible. I mean, this was not a good SummerSlam. This was not. This was not a good SummerSlam. Two nights. I mean, we all know that we have we got a draft coming up coming up next September, where I'll be 37 at that time. And because we all know that Naomi's staying on Raw, and probably who knows and stuff like that. And who really knows? But this is just completely crap, completely BS. I mean, how many times? I mean, this means that, you know what this means now. Now that it means that Cena's gonna come. This means that Cena's not gonna retire to start the feud with Brock Lesnar again, which is stupid. They messed this up. I mean, first they had Cena's heel turn short-lived, and bam, what they do? They bring back they bring Brock Lesnar back again, F5 John Cena, and then they're starting another the feud again, Cena Lesnar. This means, you know what this means? This means Cena's not gonna retire now. This is really stupid. Last night, night 2. I mean, Hulk Hogan is gone, is dead now, just passed away. And you do this Triple H, Nick Khan, Stephanie, Ari Emanuel, TKO Holdings. Just plain stupid last night. Now I think this. I think they canceled the press conference, and there was no press conference. It's like there's no press conference now. They don't no press conference tonight. Looks like there's no press conference tonight. Last night, because you do the return of Brock Lesnar. Yeah, because Brock Lesnar, they don't want to be fielding with those questions. The fact Lesnar is back meaning the WWE believe he cleared out the allegations. I say this was both good. I say it was both good. This is I think say this is just bad. Some was the Cody Rhodes had to win. That was okay, but the ending was shitty. Just terrible. Nosy, Narcissistic, and Nasty last night in New Jersey. Now I got that covered. Now I know what it's time for. I know what it's time for. It's time for all you know what it's time for. It's time for it's time for back to Dustin's time here for wrestling birthdays. All the pro wrestling, pro fights, and wrestling history, and all that stuff, and all that stuff, and time for, yeah, all that stuff. All you hear things Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Movie celebrated its 40th anniversary on July 3rd, 2025. The movie released July 3rd, 1995. Let's go to August the 2nd, Saturday, shall we? Hold on 1 second, the screen is freezing up, everybody. Hold on, one screen is freezing. Trying to get this out of the way. Okay, Saturday, August the 2nd. Yeah, see on a second. Yeah, August the 2nd was a happy birthday to Austin Theory turn. I really don't care about. He turns 20. He turned 28 last Saturday. Bleaks Creed turned 50 last Saturday. British wrestler Paul Malin turned 40 last Saturday. Mitch Ryder. Yeah, Mitch Ryder. Some of you, Mitch Ryder. The late Mitch Ryder. He would have been 53. He would have been 53. He died on August 5th, 2020. Mitch Ryder. And let's see. 1965, Madison Square Garden, WWE, what's called the WWF, Worldwide Wrestling Federation, Madison Square Garden, New York City. 15,000 and 15,000. $50,664 were in attendance. Arnold Skolin defeated Gus Callis. Chief Big Heart defeated Stanley. Smasher Sloan defeated Chief White Owl. Vittorio Apollo defeated Golden Terror. Miguel Perez Sr. Bob Boyer defeated Bob Boyer. Waldo Verde, Johnny Valentine fought in the draw. Art Thomas and Bobo Brazil defeated Bo Watts by DQ. 2 out of 3 falls. DQ. Dr. Bill Miller defeated Bruno Sammartino Dr. Bill Miller defeated Bruno Sammartino by countout for the WWE title, which is then called the WWF title. Bruno Sammartino still the champion. And let's see, and on August 2nd, 1985, on what? Let's see, on that's right, WWE Tuesday Night Titans. Vince McMahon hosts Tuesday Night Titans with Lord Alfred Hayes, guest includes Ricky Steamboat, Captain Lou Albano, and Mr. Fuji. Yeah. And then a couple movies released in theaters on that day. It was August 2nd, 1985, and the same day, Friday Night Titans. That day, August 2nd, 1985, Friday. Then on the same day, August 2nd, 1985, a couple movies released in theaters. Fright Night, starring Chris Sarandon from The Princess Bride, and William Ragsdale and Amanda Bierce from TV's Married with Children. It's a really scary movie. Let's see. Another movie called Sesame Street presents Follow That Bird. They have all celebrities in it. John Candy and Chevy Chase was in that movie, and all the Muppets were in that movie, and all the characters from Sesame Street. And Weird Science was released starring Anthony Michael Hall and Kelly LeBrock, and late Bill Paxton was in that movie. Real good movie. Weird Science. And we had a movie's title song too. It's a good song. Real good movie, real good song. It's all time classic. And yeah, Gangsta's Paradise. Wait, hold on, wait. What am I talking about? Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's see what else. See what else. Trying to see what else. August the 1st. August the 1st. Okay, let's go to August the 2nd. Yesterday, August the 3rd now. Okay, let's go to August the 3rd now. Yesterday. Yesterday would have been a happy. Yesterday would have been happy. Sing. We'll have 101st birthday to Carl Gotch. And Carol O'Connor mentioned for August 2nd. Carol O'Connor from All in the Family. He would have been 102 from All in the Family. Archie All in the Family and Chief Gillespie from he would have been 101 too. He was born August the 2nd, 1924. And Carl Gotch, wrestler, would have been 101 yesterday. He died on July 28, 2007. And Butterbean faced off against Mark Merrow, boxer at WWE in your house Degeneration X. Faced off against Mark Merrow. His real name was Eric Eck. Sources say he was born August the 2nd. He turned 59. He turned 59 yesterday. And he was part of Hulk Hogan Celebrity Wrestling. Yesterday, and Aaron Stevens, some of you know was Damian Sandow. He would have been. He turned 43 yesterday. Let's see what else. Now 1985 WWF Live in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, August 3rd, 1985, Boston Silver Star in Baltimore, Maryland. Brian Bear and Jim Brunzell defeated Barrio on Moondog Spot. Adrian Downs defeated Special Delivery Jones. The Missing Link defeated Tony Guerrero. Jesse Van Ventura defeated Lanny Poffo, Macho Man's brother. Uncle Elmer defeated Big John Studd. Tito Santana defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine for the Intercontinental title. Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda, U.S. Express, with Captain Love Bound defeated Nikolai Volkov Iron Sheik for the WWE Tag Team titles. And Hulk Hogan, God Rest His Soul, defeated Bob Warren Jr., obtained the WWE title. And let's see what else. In the Boston Garden, August 3rd, 1985. In Boston Garden, WWF. August 3rd, 1985. Televised on ESPN, included Grill Monsoon, Gene Okerlund commentary. Les Thor in the pin defeated Jose Luis Rivera, grabbing the tight ropes. George Steele pinned Tiger Chun Lee after hitting him with a foreign object. Bruce the Barber BK pinned George Wells. Pedro Morales defeated Mr. X. Via submission with the Boston Crab. Baldwin fought off Roddy Piper with a double countout after 751 after Orndorff attacked Piper and hit him with the microphone stand. And about Piper attacked Orndorff and knocked down the referee. And he only left the ring only for Orndorff to attack him at ringside for both men fighting their way backstage. Macho and Randy defeated Salvatore Balemo at 9:17 with the flying elbow smash. Terry Funk defeated Rick McGraw via submission. After the bump with a sleeper, after bump Funk banned Brandon McGraw. Moments later, McGraw attempted to attack Funk with a branding iron, but Funk was able to escape the ring. Ricky Steamboat and Tech Junkyard defeated Mr. Fuji and Madame Rocco when Steamboat pinned Mr. Fuji crossbody off the top after about Steamboat was attacked by his patient when Fuji sought into Steamboat's eyes. Let's see what else. Trying to find something else here. Let's see. Trying to see what else. Okay, on Monday Night Raw, August 3rd, 2015. Monday Night Raw, opened the show honoring the death, the 10 bell salute of Roddy Piper, who died on July the 31st, August, at the age of 61. The entire W roster and officials came on the stage to pay Piper respect. The champ is not here thanks to a knee to the face that runs the place, Seth Rollins, that turned John Cena's nose into mush and condemned him to a rare stint at feeling injured while the champ's Rollins' winner take all title for title challenge for SummerSlam. The dueling factors of nostalgia hubris. San Jose is where Rollins won the WWE Championship. World Heavyweight title. And Cena started his own U.S. title challenge and moved the architect to his institute, opening title defense in his opening moments. Thanks to a few authority posed stipulations, the challenger must be shorter than 6 feet. They're less than 200 pounds. Rollins thought he was going to get El Torrio. Instead, he got Neville. He almost lost two, if not for a fatal foot on the ropes to save Rollins for a 3 count after Red Arrow. Then Actor managed to evade his second attempt to win the pedigree, but boy, that was close. Yeah, and see, yeah, Seth Rollins defeated the big piece of shit. Seth Rollins defeated Neville to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title, which it was Seth Rollins' open challenge to qualifiers with 6 foot under 200 pounds. New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Ascension defeated Los Matadores, Diego Fernando, El Torrio with Lucha Dragons. Submission Sorority, Charlotte Flair, and the man whore Becky Lynch with Paige defeated Bella Twins, Brie and Nikki Bella, released roster by submission. Rusev with Summer Rae defeated Mark Henry, and King Barry defeated Zack Ryder. Paige with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, man whore Becky Lynch and Queen Charbot defeated Naomi the Skank with Tamina and Sasha Banks, who's now Mercedes Moné AEW by submission. Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns defeated Sheamus and Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. And then we see a Miz TV with Kevin Owens and Cesaro. And then we see a segment with Brock the piece of shit Fat Wall was Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. Yeah, and yeah, they really decimated. Yeah, Rusev really decimated Mark Henry. Yeah, there. So that's it. That'll do it for my review for this midnight. It's midnight. Give them some shades late. But talk. Wow, time really goes fast. It's August the 4th now, 2005. Subscribe to the Godfather Soldiers. Let me hit like, make, comment on the video. Later on tonight, I'll be doing my Raw prediction, my Raw review tonight. So hope all of you catch it. So hit like, make, comment on the video. The Godfather Soldiers, Slim is late chair here. So I say, they dress up with Trevor Chicken, sing like Landis, Richie dance like James Brown. Like to get in the hot tub, gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing the impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. I never grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. I never he did an impression of James Brown back in the 80s. I never grew up in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, but I saw reruns of old school Saturday Night Live back in the 90s when I was little. So hope all of you good morning. And later on tonight I'll be doing my Raw review. So much I say. And so hope all of you good morning. And I'm gonna close out something for all of you since SummerSlam was last night. Night 2 of SummerSlam was last night. It turned out to be crap. I'm gonna close out the show with the instrumental version of SummerSlam, the SummerSlam Jam. Because SummerSlam Night 2, because SummerSlam Night 2 was last night and SummerSlam was last Saturday, Night 1. So hope all have a good morning. I'm out of here. Peace. And here it is, Slam Jam. It's the SummerSlam Jam. Good night, everybody.